from talking about a team that's super strong right now, RSG, na in-expect din naman natin dahil no season 8 nagpasabog din sila. Let's talk about the 3 teams in the bottom of our standings right now. Obviously, whether it's true or not, meron tayong nakikitang patterns, the Champions Curse. 3 bottom teams have been international champions. They are amazing organizations, amazing teams with amazing players. Pero season 9 yun, nahirapan eh. Diba? Blacklist at 6. 2-8. Omega, 0-6. 7. Bren, 0-8. So, dalawa sa kanila walang points, yung besties. Diba? So, I mean, sila rin naman. Actually, ito yung maganda. Kwento ko lang. These 3 teams, they can laugh about their situation. Kasi yung Blacklist, sina-OHEB din, diba? Parang they're making jokes about it na wala na, bawi na lang next season. Kahit yung mga agents may nag-tweet sa akin noong isang araw, sabi, Leo, since yung Blacklist, tinatawanan na naman yung sitwasyon nila, send ko na rin sa'yo to. So, dun sa mga nakakaalam ng rap battle, sabi ko, onsing laro bago matalo. Kasi Onyx, di ba? Natalo sila ng Onyx. Tapos sabi sa agent to, onsing laro bago manalo. So, they're so far away from a win. If you're counting 11 series till a win. But I hope that's not true. And then, syempre, Omega and Bren, besties sila. Alam nila na stick together, ride or die. Di ba? Ride or die. Pero, sige, una natin pag-usapan ang Bren Esports. Okay, UG dati mo tong team, and even within the Bren Esports official Facebook group, ang dami na usapan, di ba? So, ang dami nga yata naasar sa akin nung sinabi ko hashtag Bren magpalakas. Kasi naniniwala talaga ako eh. Pero ngayon, ang tanong ng mga tao is, di ba, Bren not malakas? Ano ba nangyayari? Di ba? Maliban sa mga nabanggit na natin, UG, ano ba nangyayari sa Bren?
Ano pa yung kay Doggy, yung Bren lang nasa last.
Oo.
Natawa ko sa kasi siguro ano nga ba? Siguro I think it's much better kung papalitan nila yung mid nila si Pew and papasok sila ng isa. Flop naman is very stable din naman yung performance niya. Tingin ko yung mga bagong rookies and mga bagong pasok, tingin ko mas mag-perform din sila na mas better. I think from my side, especially si Saksha, si Joyboy, alam natin yun, dati mag-teammates yan from Archangel, tapos si Super Marco. I think if mag-a-add sila ng isa pang new player, either palitan si Flop or si Pew on the current, or mas maganda, yung buong 5, bago, fresh. Not getting from the last season na player. Try nila this upcoming week. Tingin ko baka may mabago sa nila, sa tempo nila or sa synergy nila.
So just a fresh 5 para
fresh 5.
Okay. Sim, ikaw guys, what do you think they can do?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I even mentioned it during the cast a couple times. I'm like, man, why don't they just, like, what do they have to lose? Just throw throw new 5 in there, right? Because it seems like, it's not the fact that they're not hungry. Like, these new players are not hungry. They're obviously hungry. They're here. They're in the MPL finally, right? After how many years of trying to get there? I think it's just coming off on the synergy. And I feel like if they just started with a fresh 5, it would actually allow them to really kind of develop. And you have the guidance there of like Few, Lusty, and those guys, right? Like, you have their experience, their knowledge to share with these younger guys. And I feel like they should just kind of be, like, in a way, passing it down to them and letting these 5 new players come in and give it a shot.
Yeah. Nasa gitna tayong season eh. So parang yun na lang, you work with what you have. So, okay, yun ang mga nakikita natin for Bren. And again, I'm sure Bren Esports, iniisip na rin nila to eh. Pinoproblema na rin nila to eh. So, kung fans talaga tayo, if we wanna help them, huwag na tayong gumatong. Alright, let's just support the team that we love and hopefully maka-recover. Let's talk about Omega. This byline is actually very ironic, Omega Sonega, dahil if I know anything, sila yung pinaka hindi negative para sa sarili nila. Kasi sila pa yung tinatawa nila yung sitwasyon nila. Sobrang natawa ako. UJ, ako lang napanood mo to. Yung natalo sila sa Echo, tapos gumawa sila ng follow-up video. Si Hito, sabi niya, ano yun? Gusto lang namin mag-update dahil mali po ang nakalap namin balita. Malakas pala ang bagyong Benny. Tapos, nauulanan si Hito. So, anong nangyayari sa Omega? What do you think? What do you think they're doing wrong? Or anong nangyayaring mali kaya natatalo sila? And anong pwede nilang gawin?
Ako ba?
Yeah.
Ako ba? Ayun. Nasanay kasi tayo sa sa Omega, yung pinaka team play nila is revolving around Chuck, no? Di ba? Kaya nga Chuck Mamba yan eh. Ayun, sa tingin ko para medyo hindi nag-perform masyadong magaling si Chuck no this MPL Season 9. And another trait of Omega is with Ryzen on their mid lane. Talagang makita mo dati nag-i-snowball siya with his Lancelot or with his core na heroes. And nakita ko sa mga past few games nila, parang siya shutdown agad si Ryzen, ginugulo. And kapag parang nagulo mo yung pagbabuff or na-delay ng konti si Ryzen, automatically parang damay na yung buong Smart Omega doon. Nag-i-slow pace na sila, tapos parang sa isang iglap lumilit na yung mapa nila. Parang ganun. Hindi mo man makita yung snowball ng Omega. Laging parang on the losing side. And sa drops din pala, sa isang beses din sa drops, makikita nyo. Ayun. Hopefully they step up the drops.
So, kailangan nila
Ulit yun, yung snowball nila. Kasi sila aariba.
Doon kasi natin talaga nakita ang Omega Jackno plays, tapos si Ryzen naggumagawa ng early to mid game na space for Kelra to farm.
Mhm.
Then si Rencho nang gugulo lang. Ngayon, nakita natin sa early pa lang na shutdown na sila. Napipigilan na sila gawin yung bagay na yun. So, ayun, wala na silang parang backup plan or antayin na siguro nila magkamali yung kalaban. Ngayon talaga hindi na rin nagkakamali yung mga kalaban.
Wala.
So, parang wala silang
So Omega at best is yung nagpapasahan sila. Parang okay, si Ryzen muna mid-game, tapos Kelra ikaw natatapos. Parang ganun dapat. Oo.
Ganun yung playstyle nila dati.
Pero ngayon, hindi umaabot sa ganun kasi nga naka-cut off siya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, I think napaka-instrumental ng isang captain doon. So, we're talking about Eto Max. Nice. So, how do you feel about Eto Max being sat out during their last match? Pinasok si Amethyst.
Yeah, that was
Big
so
damn.
I was casting this game and I was surprised, but at the same time, again, I was glad na pasok sila na Amethyst, right? Because there's, they need to see how he's going to perform. And I think this is the best time to do it. If you're going to test things out week 1, week 2, even week 3, like it's the best time to test things out, see what's going to work for you, see if it meshes well with your team. But and I think Amethyst is a great player. He has a great, late amateur background as well, leading up to where he is now. But I think Etu Max is a critical part for Omega's success still, right? And just like Yuji said, what a lot of teams are doing, I feel like right now Omega's kind of like one-dimensional. Like all your answer is shut down their jungler, and we can win. Like there's no other condition for them so far in the side lanes and other lanes so far, because if their jungler gets shut down so hard, it's hard for them to recover from just that, right? Where other teams, they have their side laners a lot of the times are making the plays or making these comebacks for them. I feel like Omega lacks that, and when you take out Etu Max, their main captain shot caller, they struggle even more. So it's kind of just like, how do you recover from that? So again, I think Amethyst can be great, but they need to focus on their other sides as well, like the side lanes especially, to have a better chance, I feel like, in the week coming.
Yeah. Sabi ni Daryl Pepina sa chat, parang nakalimutan daw na Omega yung playstyle nila. Kung paano sila gumana. I don't know. Real quick, bago tayo mag-move on sa last team natin sa sa bottom 3. Yuji, ikaw, Eto Max in? Or parang okay ka lang ba Eto Max out? Parang big out. Honestly, agree ako kay Nice Simeon.
Pag ako sagutin yun. Natatawa kasi ako sa picture na itong Omega. Parang parang edit ata dito si Kiel sa si Zapno. Tignan mo yung quality nung
Iba yung ilaw nila. Iba yung ilaw nila.
Bigla ko na naman. Hindi, so eto Max out, Amethyst in. Actually, ilang beses nang nami-mention sa vlog ata ni Zapno na parang si Amethyst is the new Oh My Venus with his shot calls. And I think more give it or take it din naman talaga. Hindi ko pa talaga nakikita yung full potential ni Amethyst. Pero if meron talagang parang command power to si Amethyst to parang bring morale and decision making sa buong team nila, why not, diba? Pasok natin si Amethyst. And malaking asset din yun sa team.
Okay, habang afford pa nila. So gets naman. All right, gets naman. Let's cover the last team here. Let's talk about our M3 World Champions and of course our back-to-back Season 7, Season 8 champions. Blacklist International. Ang headline natin dito, Blacklist. Kasi parang kung yung Omega nakalimutan nila yung playstyle nila, pati itong Blacklist. Again, they're trying something new, super defensive turtle punishing style na meron nakita natin konti. Tapos again, I think nakita ko sa chat ngayon. I don't know if that's an agent or kung meron mang fan dito ng Blacklist, sabi, Haji jungle ulit. Tama na. Matagal na natin pinag-aawayan yan. Hindi na babalik yata si Haji sa jungle. Pero yun nga, si Kevier ay assassin player na napipilitang mag-adjust into something else. Anong gagawin ng Blacklist ngayon? Should they stick with what they were doing week 2? Dexter lineup? I don't know. Let's ask Yuji. Ikaw, Yuji, anong take mo, man? Dexter lineup? Or Eson lineup? Or, ewan ko. Please, wag mo sabihin Haji Jungle.
Actually kasi, based talaga sa observation ko, parang, kung titignan muna natin usapan muna natin yung goals ng Blacklist, di ba? Parang they're willing to sacrifice this MPL din talaga. Sabi nila, babawin na sila ng MPL Season 10. And with that kind of mindset, parang siguro, expect natin na hindi na masyadong malaki yung magiging improvement sa Blacklist lang din talaga. Kasi, may vision na sila na gusto nilang parang bigay na tong tournament para sa kanila. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. Or I'm not correct. Ayun. Tapos, isa pong factor dito kasi talaga, with the Kevier and Eson, or Kevier, Dexter na combo, ang laking factor kasi nung nawala talaga yung V-Wise, no? Mula sa very efficient farming ni Wise to the command power of Venus, and doon nakarely din talaga si Oheb, si Edward din talaga saka si Haji. So, hindi mo kayang i-fill up yung spot na yun. Talagang mahirap i-fill up yung spot na yun knowing na ilang champions yung napagawa ng V-Wise din talaga. And sobrang pressure din biglang pasok si Kevier, biglang pasok si Dexter, sobrang feeling ko pressure din sila sa laro kasi ang daming expectation sa kanila ng mga tao. Ayun, may mga nakaka-down na comments din naman siguro din talaga. Ayun, pero more on ang pinaka-tinitingnan ko talaga dito is hindi siguro sanay sila Haji, sila Oheb, sila
Edward,
Oheb, Haji, ayan. Hindi pa sila masyadong ganung solid. Ayan, parang hindi ko nakikita Hindi ko nakikita yung playstyle talaga ni Kevier kasi natural assassin siya tapos parang biglang nag-shift siya ng role, bigla nang parang need i-adapt yung style ni Wise. Okay naman yung style ni Wise pero malaking adjustment yun. Sobrang laki. And I think yun nga, kailangan siguro ng 1 or 2 weeks pa para mag-work. And yun pa, may dadagdag pa ako sa sa hero pala ni Dexter saka ni Eson. Kasi parang hindi yun yung hero ni Mamshi talaga. Parang parang magkaiba sila ng mga heroes. Dexter kilala ko siya dati as pure mage talaga. Mage user na napakagaling mag-Cyclops niyan. And Eson with the tank. Pero nakita natin na si Haji naman din yung nagtatank. So ayun. Para sa akin, yun lang naman nakikita ko.
Some agents are chiming in, very intelligent discussions sa chat. Maraming salamat. Talking about folks like Francis, si John Marco, si Zyro, si Third, si Poy. Ayan, maraming salamat. Guys, just tell us your opinions. Kasi tama nga naman, marami naman talaga sources ngayon ng balita para malaman kung ano nangyari sa Blacklist. Mga post-match interview, yung mga live stream ng mga players. And siguro nga, si Kevier ang pumipili ng heroes niya. Pero, again, may pressure talaga sa bata di ba? Kung week 2, biglang naglaro na si Dexter, tapos, mas naging komportable na siguro tong apat or yung ibang kasama niya. Baka week 3, lumabas na kayong mga Hayabusa, yung mga Lancelot, ni Kevier, di ba? Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. Nice, how about you? Anong suggested course of action mo? How can Blacklist bounce back?
Man, that's a good question. Because for me personally, just thinking about Blacklist as a team, if you take out two you know, you take out VYs. That's literally taking out such a huge of the team, of what makes the code, you know, what makes them as a team, right? But it's not to say that they're not as strong as before. It's mostly just it's like they're period, right? You have to, when you're so used to playing Ube, and then with a certain available hero pool to you and a play style, I think that's one of the biggest things, especially, is again the jungle play style. Wise, for the longest time, was criticized for his way that he plays jungle, right? But a lot of people didn't see it until later on, that his playstyle, his flexibility as a what allowed Blacklist International to be so successful. Because I don't know many people that can out retry Wise or out objective Wise. That's one of the things, right? And so when you're used to playing around that, whereas when you have an assassin jungler, a true core assassin jungler, first off, a lot of that is solved in the draft because you could just target assassin bans, and secondly, it's a different play style that you have to adjust to, whereas you have to also be a little bit more kind of aware on your assassin jungler, because if you lose them, not only do you lose those objectives with the retry, but you also lose a damage, right? So I feel like there's this whole aspect going on with Blacklist, but with having those are still obviously options that'll work for them. But I've even seen it through the vlogs, through online. I don't want to say that they're just letting the season go, but I think this is a period of growth for Blacklist International. Like, that's what I would see it as, is like, this is their time to really work on those fundamentals of growth, because who knows if one day, if whoever decides to retire, right, they're going to definitely need to be able to have that flexibility in a different way. So I think this is one of the best ways that they can do it, and I don't think they're purposely going to lose out a season or anything like that, but this is definitely a season of growth for Blacklist International as a team, as a whole, as an org.
Growing pains, tawag dyan, growing
Yan.
pains. Oh, walang madali na worth it. Di ba? Walang madali na worth it. So, again, was best said by all the personalities in the Blacklist community, no? Dito talaga matetest yung mga agents. So, kung naniniwala sa Blacklist, you have to stick through the hard times, and that's now, all right? It's not easy to be a Blacklist fan right now dahil sa nangyayari.
At your service, my name is Leo. Thank you for watching this recall segment. If you want to see more, click like and subscribe to Covenry.